Yo, what's good, you guys? So I am finally going back to my prime, my MJ Game 6 that is, which is like Unitronic Stage 2 only, so I guess not really. Right now I'm on Unitronic Stage 1 Plus, and all I needed was a downpipe to go back to Stage 2, and now that I have it, it's about to be lit. I gotta merge, hold up. Okay, I guess not as lit if it was like IS-38 or something, but you get the gist. I'm just excited to go back to Stage 2 now. So I'm actually on the way to New Jersey right now to go to a friend's place to install this new turbo downpipe. Now, why New Jersey, you may ask? Because you guys have the luxury of garages. And I guess I could install it in the streets because it's not really like a hard process or anything like that, installing a downpipe. It's more like a long hassle rather than hard or anything tricky about it. But my biggest fear is like, what if I have my car halfway torn apart and then security comes and tries to kick me out of the Best Buy parking lot, and it's like I can't move. Like, no matter how much you make me, I can't start my car and leave because I have my downpipe out right now. So, you know, I'd rather not run into that if I don't have to. And that's when like the what's the word? The positives of the car community come into play. You know, you help each other out, you make friends, you know, you help people install stuff, and then that's the good parts. That's the positive of the car community. It's not all about, oh, fuck the stance boys, fuck your camber, or whatever, you know, negative bullshit that people say. But yeah, some words I gotta say to get out the way for the video. Oh, the guy in the back, you asked where I got this awesome t-shirt. Oh, it's okay, I heard you. You don't need to raise your hand. In a lot of my videos, I like to wear these pocket tees with like these little graphics of pictures or whatever cartoons on the left titty area, and just that area, nowhere else. And then I kind of was like, wait a minute, Carol Baskin, I kind of want one with like a GTI on it, or you know, some type of V-dub or something. So it kind of got me thinking, and now we're here. So I guess this is kind of like an addition to the pins, like my extended merch, I guess. It's all handled by this company called Teespring. I just give them the design, you know, I picked the fabric, and I chose the more premium fabric, so it's not like those what's it called, like the Gildan, or I can't think of the other company, but it's like, it's not the Gildan material. It's way softer and way more stretchy. I don't know in terms of fashion, but it's the really nicer fabric than just the Gildan stuff. I will be adding more colors in the future, so you know, the whole V-dub color spectrum. I just started with white because that's my favorite, and I wish I had gotten a white car instead. And if at any moment you've ha-ha'd or hee-hee'd or even throughout the video, drop me one of these, a like of the smash button, because it honestly helps way more than you think, and that's all the support I ask for. So if you can even do that, just thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, yo, what's good with you? Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, the goal is 10K by the holidays, and if I get that, I don't know, maybe I'll do some type of holiday giveaway type of thing to, you know, it won't be nothing big. Sorry, I'm not no Mr. Beast or nothing. I can't be giving away no IS-38s. I don't know, we'll see when we cross that bridge, get there. That's not the goal. We'll get to that bridge when we cross there. That's not how it goes either. Hey y'all, I just wanted to jump in here real quick. I forgot to mention this as I was filming the video. To be fully transparent with you guys, this downpipe was partially sponsored by CTS Turbo. And what I mean by partially sponsored is that they offered me a small discount, and I still had to pay a pretty healthy amount for it. They didn't give me additional money nor cash value or anything of that nature. All opinions about this downpipe are still my own, not influenced by anyone or anything, because your boy is a free spirit. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a heads up to be fully transparent. So cheerio, carry on, mate. So the downpipe change, it's technically not hard, more of a hassle, like I said before. It's more of just removing clamps when it's cooled down, and then O2 sensor, and then just basically taking it off and putting the new one on. The hardest part is probably just squeezing this part down through the bottom. I'm not gonna provide like a super detailed guide because there's a bunch more videos out there that has a better explaining to you, but the overall gist of it is just clamps, O2 sensor, take it out. Premium, nice. Hopefully if I put pops and bangs back on, these welds don't come off or break. 3.5 inch. This thing is solid and heavy. O2, and then I got here my O2 spacer from my original downpipe, which worked really well. with whatever configuration it's set up with it before and help me pass inspections. Don't tell them that. So I'm just putting back this original one and don't want to mess with that part, and hopefully it'll do its magic again. But yeah, I mean, this is solid. You got the little, this is the flexi thing, I think, right? If it moves, because I remember with the Circuit Works one, it was just one pipe and it was just super stiff. So maybe that's what broke the welds. It was just too much movement and nothing flexible about it. Then do a 3.5 inch now. The old one was like just 3. CTS. Crazy. I'm excited. Let's get this thing done. So yeah, downpipe, everything is on already, everything is good. Now I'm just tuning it back to stage 2. Hello, it's your boy stuck in traffic. So this is actually the next day after the downpipe install. I was just too tired and too out of it to give a first impression, reaction, whatever right after that. I just went home. But that's also a good thing, because now I can give a better first impression. Or I guess this is a second impression now. So here's my thoughts, first impressions, reactions, whatever you want to call it, 24 hours after the install. Overall, fucking love it. I definitely missed the exhaust note, the sound, the stage 2 power, kinda, I guess. I mean, not really, because it's faster than stage 1, obviously, but I never really fully sent it on the track or anything like that. So it's nice to have, though, in case I ever need it, you know. The install itself was not bad at all. Like I said, it's not tricky or hard or anything. It's just more of a hassle, like a long, annoying hassle. The hardest part, I would say, is probably taking off the original downpipe, like squeezing it and maneuvering it out from under the car. And then when you put the new one on, somebody from the bottom has to kind of hold it so that somebody on top then, you know, try to align it with the turbo and stuff. That's, I would say, the most annoying part. But other than that, it's just putting it back on, putting the clamp, screwing, and that's really it. The problem that I did run into was with my O2 spacer thing. That's just the O2 spacer that I took from my Circuit Works downpipe, and I reused it, which you can. But the thing is, because mine, it's old, there's a nut on it that is rusted and wouldn't come off. And I think what you're supposed to do is it allows you to adjust whichever direction you want the O2 spacer to point, and then you can use that nut to tighten it down at whatever position it's pointing. But because it's so old and rusted, that nut wouldn't come off, and when I screw the spacer on, like all the way right, it's facing right at my turbo actuator, and there's no way I could fit the O2 sensor plug, the actual plug from my car, into that area. So I just didn't put the O2 spacer back on. And also the location of where the O2 sensor goes on this CTS downpipe, it's way closer to the top than in my old downpipe, which is good because it actually gives room for you to maneuver and route the O2 sensor wire around to the car. Whereas my old one, it was just like, it was barely just long enough to reach the sensor and plug it back in. And after the install, I flashed it back to Unitronic stage 2 without the overrun pops and crackles, because we all know what happened last time.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
Now, I'm not saying this downpipe will break if I turn the overrun pops and bangs back on, because it's a way higher quality than my old one, so I don't expect it to. But at the same time, I guess I'm kind of over it having to have it on all the time, because Unitronic's tune doesn't allow you to turn it on or off if it's in sport mode or normal mode. It's just always on. It's just that if you're in normal D driving mode, it's just less. But for me, I think it's because I have also a muffler delete that even in D and normal mode, it's still pretty loud. So I guess I'm kind of over it with the pops and bangs happening all the time. So that's also why I didn't put back on the overrun file. And since I just have it on my laptop anyways, it could just be something I'll flash my car back with the overrun file. If I go to a meet or event, I just turn it on, and then when I'm just back to daily driving and no events, just turn it off. And I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like my tune changed my exhaust note from stage 1 to 2. So after we finished installing it, right, we still had the car up on jacks, and then we turned it on and revved it a little to see, you know, if there was any leaks between the clamps and stuff. So okay, that was one sound. And then after I tuned it to stage 2 and I was leaving my friend's place, I turned it on, and then I was like leaving the garage, and we both were like, this kind of sounds different, don't it? So is it because of the tune, or is it because my car was up on jacks and it echoed differently or something? I don't know. Just I definitely think, or at least both of us, we thought it sounded different. So I don't know, let me know if somebody out there can confirm that or something. And speaking of exhaust, yo, it is way louder than I remembered. Or is it just because I forgot what it sounds like with a downpipe on? Hey y'all, so I realized I kind of misspoke in this next clip as I'm editing this, so let me clear up any confusion there may be. Both downpipes, my old one, my CircuitWorks one that broke, and this new CTS one, they're both stainless steel. The CircuitWorks one is 3 inches all the way through, while this CTS one is 3.5 inches at that turbo inlet area where the downpipe meets the turbo, and then it becomes 3 inches. And at that turbo inlet area, or whatever it's called, it's cast stainless steel. I hope that helps with any confusion you may have, and also I hope you understand me through my unofficial terminology. So is it louder because it's cast at that area, or is it because of that 0.5 inch? I don't know. Either way, I love it. I love the sound. So just putting that out there in case, I don't know, somebody might need that information between 3 inch and 3.5, or steel and cast, or whatever else you might need that information for. So for the last part of this video, I'm just going to do a sound comparison between the stock and this CTS downpipe. The rest of the catback exhaust is still the same setup though. It's still the stock catback, as in like the catback, the 2.5 inch that came with my Mark 7 from Volkswagen type stock catback. I still have my stock resonator on, and it's muffler deleted, but other than the downpipes being different, the rest of the catback exhaust setup, it's all the same. And I wanted to give a heads up, something to keep in mind as you're watching exhaust videos, not even mine, but just any exhaust videos you see in general online, that the microphones that we use to record, it's super limited. Even the best of the best microphones, it's limited to whatever capacity that they're able to record in. So the exhaust is not going to sound as good on camera as it would in person, and even in terms of volume, it's going to be different, because my phone speaker is going to sound different from a computer speaker. If it reaches like too high of a volume, it'll just clip and distort on camera of whatever you're listening to, or whatever screen that you're listening to. It'll just become distorted rather than the true sound. So it's just something to keep in mind. Like, exhaust videos give you an idea of how it may sound, but it's just way better if you just listen to it in person. Find someone with the exhaust setup you want and listen to it in person to give you a real idea of what it sounds like, rather than through a screen. So some final words before I put the sound comparison. First of all, thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far, and if at any moment you might have ha-ha'd, hee-hee'd, or even passed me one of these, a like or the smash button, if you like to smash. Yo, honestly, I don't even know what that statement even means anymore. I'm just going with the flow at this point. So I got 2 more videos about this downpipe plan, one being kind of like a ASMR POV driving thing, to let you guys hear how it sounds being daily driven through its paces, you know, locally, in traffic, highway cruising, if there's any drones, start stop. And then after I've had it for some time, I'll do like a more in-depth long-term review of it, let you guys know any issue, you know, clamps, bolts loosening, rust, and whatever issues it might or might not have. So do the subby McSubberson thing to be posted about that. And I also put together a list of Mark 7 parts and tools that you probably might need, and if not, it's still good to check out, that you can get Prime through Amazon right now, which is also in the description. Things like oil, OBD11, the good paddle shifters that you should buy. But yeah, thanks for watching and enjoy this sound clip. Transition.